I got LASIK surgery yesterday, and I can totally see. I'm looking out the window, and I can see a guy walking across the street on the sidewalk. I can read the parking sign. I can read the building name. It's Campus Court, and the numbers on it. I can read the U-Haul vehicle that's far away. I can read that there's a for rent sign like a block from here. And if I wanted to call a taxi, I could call that one because I can read it right there. Anyway, so I'm really excited and really pleased, and I'm gonna spend my day probably outside trying to see exactly how far I can see. And it went over really well. It was really scary. Like, I've had lots of people say, oh no, it's totally fine, doesn't hurt at all. I was terrified. I was really scared. The thing that they had to put on your eye to like keep it open, I'm apparently really small between the bone here and the bone here, so it hurt. It just was like, oh, ramming it in there was not, really uncomfortable. And Carissa came to pick me up, and she thought I was a little bit like, ooh, a little bit out of it, because the first thing I told her was, I just looked at her and I like pointed to the lady. I was like, they're aliens. And was all like scared and like loopy and stuff. But I still stand by that description that they are aliens. Those people are aliens. This is freak technology. I can now see over there. I've not been able to see that far in like a decade. Longer than that. 15 years. It's incredible. This is incredible. And seriously, it was insane. Just the lights that they were using, and you can't see a thing while they're doing it. It's just creepy, and there's this, you can't see their faces, and it's all just noises and people around you, and then there's like this blade that comes, and you can kind of see that, and it gets gray, and then you can kind of see again, but it's fuzzy, and then they lift the flap, which is the creepiest part of it, because you can see he's got this little metal tool, and he like scoops and lifts up the flap. You can see that, and that's disgusting. It's so disturbing. Oh, gross. And then he has to like squeegee your eye back down, because after they do the LASIK, so they like lift up the flap, and then the laser does its thing, and it's just blurry. It's this blurry dot you're supposed to look at, and you can hear it, and you can smell it a little bit, and then he puts the flap back down. But then, you know how when you put a screen on anything, when you would stick anything to something, and you have to like push it out nice so there's no bubbles? Yeah, he has to do that to your eye. So he takes this little squeegee tool and like pushes on your eye to push the flap down to make sure that there's no bubbles. It's so creepy. But it works. So if you have ever been curious about getting LASIK surgery, I would definitely recommend it, and I think I'm going to go take a nice long walk. So things are good. So I might be away from the computer for a couple of days aside from this, just so that I'm not staring, 2 feet away from me. I want to be looking really, really far away for the next couple of weeks to really get, solidify that. So I'm going to be trying to avoid this guy for the next couple of days, and I'll come back hopefully Monday. So it's been fun. They're aliens, man. They're aliens.